Just stealthing in case we see anything, but I don't think we will see anything special. Oh, someone leveled up. I barracked. Huzzah. Oh no, no, it's just barrack. Okay, I'm going to give you another vitality so you get even more health. Because huzzah. And fight offensively, gaining a bonus to armor. Sounds good to me. Lovely jubbly. You must gather your party before venturing forth. Alright, let's head over to Echo Call Crossing then. 12 hours and 30 minutes. When we arrive, we should probably rest. Actually, no, let's go to the Scarlet Chorus camp, because I think we can rest there. Off we go. Doop-de-loop-de-loop-de-doo. 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 De-loo-de-loop-de-doo. And hopefully resting here will mean that we save some of our resources. Because you have camping equipment, which wears out for every use. So if you're out in the wilderness needing to camp, then you are somewhat limited in how much you can actually do. Who's the one that we wanted to... Was it Fifth Eye that we need to report back to? Probably. Let's report to Fifth Eye about what we've done. The Fifth Eye, commander of the Scarlet Chorus, surveys his camp, watching in stillness and as all matter of violence and revelry occurred around him. He offers a slight nod at your approach. Was there anything else? Who's Siren? I don't remember talking to Siren. A young woman stands flanked by a pair of soldiers. The ornate headdress cresting her brow lends her otherwise small figure an intimidating aspect. From gear to gown, everything about her starkly contrasts with the wretched state of the camp. She looks both at ease and uncomfortable, composed in her element and completely unsure. She turns to you.
Greetings, worm.
Her voice takes you off your guard. It is bare of any inflection and yet full of beautiful music. If you don't know better, you would guess that she is actively suppressing or modulating her vocal tone. You look familiar. Have we met? Siren is the Archon of the Song, and the youngest Archon sent to conquer the Tears. Young and inexperienced, Siren is sworn to the voices of Narak. Uses her powers of charm and manipulation to swell the ranks of the Scarlet Chorus with volunteers. Ah.
You don't know me, little worm? I am Siren, and my degenerate allies have the pleasure of calling me the Archon of Song.
You hear the distant peal of a bell in her laugh. She regards you for a moment with dim interest.
And you are Tunon's Fatebinder. What brings you here to the middle of the battlefield? Did Kyros send you to shame Ash and Nerat into action?
Ash certainly needs someone to dig a heel into his back, if only to distract him from his problem. She purses her lips in thought.
But Nerat, he's just a cat playing with a realm-sized mouse, isn't he?
What problem does Ash have?
You haven't heard? Now I find that fascinating. A representative of Kyros sent to deal with the Archons, and you weren't told the whole story. How scandalous. The disfavored are very close with one another. If one is lost, it's practically like losing a family member. Can you imagine how Ash feels after losing a handful of his men? Anyway, we have a more important matter to deal with. There is something you can do to assist me.
From the corner of your eye, you see Verse cup her hands to her ears, turning her head away from Siren. Siren's mouth opens in a perfect O shape, and the sound pours out of it is captivating, entrancing. It dampens the ambient bustle of the camp until it seems that nothing exists but her voice.
Remove my helmet.
The ruby headpiece on her brow flashes as if in warning. This is my awesome lore skill.
Really? That's it? How disappointing. It was worth a try, I suppose, though it appears to have been a colossal waste of effort.
She sighs and gives a sheepish smile.
I hoped you would assist me in a delicate matter, but it appears you're more nuisance than help. I have no further use for you. Perhaps later. You're dismissed, Fatebinder.
For the love of Kyros! That was the Archon of Song in the flesh!
Darting his head for a fugitive look back at Sirin, Lantry sighs no. Don't be so dumbstruck.
Dumbstruck? I don't exactly meet Archons on a regular basis. Maybe to you this is just Judge's Day.
Yeah, didn't mean to cause fear.
I'd have
Sorry,
it
dude.
won't happen.
Just press it again to disable. First things first, we're going to save it. And then there was something else I was going to double check, but I've already forgotten what it was. Oh, right, yes, we have more magic stuff. Huzzah. What was it? Neither of those. Wasn't any of those. Ah, here we go. Sigil of Frostfire, accent that fuses the elements of frost and fire together. Plus 30 lore, blimey. That's only an accent. I guess that adds frost and fire damage. So if we went lightning and frost fire. No, can't use it. Oh wow, my law skill's 48 now, although his is 52. Damn it, Landry, I'm supposed to be the law master. Grr. I don't think there are any other spells I got. Is there anyone else here that I needed to speak to? Need to return to Cerberus at the disfavored camp. And we did that already, so that's finished. So yeah, we just need to head back to the disfavored camp. Cool. Let's go and do that. And I'm pretty sure that we can rest at this favoured camp, so we'll do that there too. Uh-oh. Encounter in Vendrian's Well. You're following the road through an expanse of shrubby woodland, crooked oaks and dry nettled pines grasping towards the sky, when you catch the sound of children's laughter filtering through the trees. Abandoning the road, you make your way to a small tributary of the Matani, snaking through the sparse forest. There, you discover a group of 4 youths gathered beside a small stream. 2 of the children sit on the rocks, poles in hands, staring patiently into the water. The other 2 are seated near a bucket, taking turns whacking eels along the ground to stun them and curving up eel meat. You step out of the woods, drawing the attention of the children, who eye you warily. The eldest youth, almost a man grown, notes your heraldry and hawks a ball of phlegm into the reeds. Ask to sniggle. Dread to think what that even means. I'm going to tell them a story. You raise your hands to calm the youngsters and ask if they've heard the tale of Pox and the elder boar of the Burnian Wood. When they all look to one another without an answer, you begin to spin the story for them, an odd and sometimes amusing yarn filled with epic adventure and dark mysticism. By the time you've finished, the youth have become entirely absorbed in your story, utterly wrapped in their attention. The youngest of the children brings you an eel in exchange for your time. You thank them and return to the road to continue your journey. Vendrian Guard are appreciative of your words and actions. Gain favour. Huh, cool. Alright, let's go and rest up here. Maybe check out the store as well so we can sell some of the junk that we're now carrying around. Like, we have a couple of broken suits of armour, that type of thing. Just need to remember where they were to camp. I think it was back here. Oh, and we could buy some more training. That's true. Welcome back, Famebinder. Lucia here was just mentioning that. Only because you asked. Though you've been a real asset to the disfavored ever since you arrived. Not that anyone expected different. He beams at you with pride. What can we do for you? Marcus, I'd like some training. Of course, Fatebinder. One-handed weapons, two-handed weapons, and parry. I'd like you to get some more parry skill. And I guess one-handed weapons. Which apparently you have no skill in whatsoever. Really? This is eating through my cash reserves rather quickly. And Lucia. One-handed weapons, dodge, and athletics. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't mind a bit of athletics. And dodge. Except we've used basically all of our money on this, so yeah, probably shouldn't do that. Let's back off over here. Oh, she leveled up. Marvellous. Character. You probably want more... I mean, more might would be good, because then you do more damage. What are your best skills, actually? Dual wields 45. One-handed weapon. Hang on. So does dual wield and one-handed weapons stack? Or are they literally different weapon types? So one-handed weapons are with shields? Because if that's not true, then I've just spent a whole bunch of money getting her one-handed weapon skill up for no reason. I'm gonna check that. Tyranny. One-handed weapons, dual wield. Come on. Huh. The forums are saying quite definitively that dual wield's kind of crap. Should really go sword and board. One-handed has no effect on it. Great, so I just wasted a bunch of points. Let's load the save when we arrive then. Oh well, good to know.
On the lookout.
Let's go. Let's get into town. Pretty sure it was here where they were saying that they would watch over us while we rested. Or was that in the Kyros place? Bit equip. You were the Earthshaker that just arrived, right? Oh, yeah, we read this already. Right, Marcus, I'd like some training. Of course. So she can get some parry skill. Parry we can definitely do with. And also that levels her up. This will, however, cost most of my money. And your parry skill can definitely go up. It's getting pretty expensive pretty quickly. Get a couple of ranks and dodge as well, we may as well. In fact, everyone can do some ranks and dodge. go. We're down to 9 iron rings. Oh, bronze rings. Bronze.
Won't
Copper.
happen.
Something like that. So we definitely need to sell stuff. Also, you have leveled up. Excellent. Right. Once again, we are at this point. So, accuracy, armor, no. Bonus health, spell strength, man, no. So this is either going to be ability and spell cooldown or just raw attack. I think we're going to take raw attack. And it definitely seems that your strongest ability is ranged. So maybe I am going to train you up as an archer more. Attacks made with bows gain armor penetration. Launch an arrow drenched in oil and covered in flames. Sets foes on fire, much longer than burning iron. Verse pins the target feet with an arrow, hobbling them so they move more slowly. That's could be quite useful. I quite like the idea of piercing arrows though. Means they have armor piercing. Let's do that. Cool. Right, let's have a look. No word with thingy dude over here. No, let's sell our stuff first. That's definitely what we need to do. Iso Tannis. Right. Oops. We'll sell you that. Okay, we're making quite a lot of money from this armor. Actually, let's not sell this. Barbed Pilum, one-handed and thrown weapons, no. So what I'm really thinking of doing is giving Verse a sword and board, rather than 2 health. She's got 45 skill in dual wield. That's a lot of skill in that. I'm going to keep the Fatebinder stuff. It's not worth very much anyway. I mean, the crappy weapons and things I'll sell. Trade those. Okay. Chuck those back in there. And I was just going to double check with you to see if this was any better than the weapons you're currently using. 8 to 11 slash pierce. It's eradicating. Charges low health enemies with energy, triggering violent explosions on death. -1 DPS. Oh, it is as well. So, no. It's definitely not better. Right, where's the resting place? Lowborn mongrel! Don't address me as if I'm common trash. I'm third cousins with Vendry and Lycaria. That fox is given to me by my father, and he bequeathed it. Shut your cock scabbard. When you bent your knee to the voices of Narat, you forfeited all claims to your garbage ancestry. Now drop it, before I kick your... The disfavoured warrior turns his head as you approach, and you hear a sudden shift in his tone. Just drop it. There are plenty of sticks around here. Isn't the menacingly shaped stick the weapon of choice in the chorus? But it's my blade! You let me wade into battle unarmed just for a smug little laugh. Is this how you honour your allies? What seems to be the problem? This louse here was, up until recently, our enemy. He raised his falx against us. I knocked him on his arse and helped myself to that weapon of his. A noble piece that he clearly didn't deserve to wield. And I was offered a chance to make amends by serving Kyros as a vassal to the voices of Narat. Why am I still being treated like the enemy when I'm on your side? You're lucky to be alive. Lucky that freak Archon gives you South Snobs a second chance at life, when we ought to kill you or gild every last one of you. The disfavoured warrior clutches his face, and a long sigh can be heard from under his helmet. Fatebinder, we're clearly at an impasse, and I doubt he'll give me the satisfaction of striking first. I will abide by your decision, even if I disagree. So long as this fool here will agree as well. There, a little civility. If he's willing, so am I. So, to the disfavoured soldier, for the record now, explain your side of the situation. The warrior clears his throat, before speaking in a measured, respectful tone. Well, Lord Binder, I first encountered this man some weeks ago on patrol. He was part of a Vendrian Guard hunting party. He stood his ground, maybe even took a swing at me. I do remember thumping him pretty squarely on the forehead with my pommel. I thought to myself, nice falcons, so I grabbed my trophy after the battle. It was a rousing scuffle, but hardly worthy of an epic. I didn't even think much of it until yesterday when this chap shows up asking for his falcons back. I get that he's sore about losing his family blade, but that's what happens when you raise your fists against Kyros. We don't give you back your thumb and fingers. Explain in full your side of the story. I came around to following the Overlord, but recently. The choirman looks around the camp, his face turning pale. And I guess I'm just learning how things work here. Anyway, this guy here, he bested me in battle. No bones about it. Didn't kill me though. I suppose he could have guessed as much. Kindness itself. Go on, recruit. Anyway, I wake up next to some of my countrymen, and as they put us through the decimation rite, I was lucky enough to grab one of the 9 daggers tossed into the arena. He pauses to hold back a retch, his mouth twisting and the corners of his eyes twitching. So I survive, right? And I'm clearly barely cleaning the blood off me when I'm told my next task is to secure a proper weapon. The chorus doesn't exactly hand them out. So I walk to the disfavoured camp thinking we're supposed to be allies and maybe can help. Then I see this guy showing off my falcons and, well, it's a fairly heirloom. I was told to get a proper weapon. It doesn't get much more proper than a falcon. That's been in my family for generations. Either of you have anything further to add? I respect that this man found Kyros, but he raised his falcons against us as an enemy. I know I'm in the right here. Shit, I don't know. I just thought if I had 2 swords, I'd lend one to an ally. Seems like how allies should work, right? I reached my decision. Go ahead. I'll abide by your decree. The falcons did belong to an Oathbreaker, not the chorus warrior we see today. I judge it as a war trophy. Graven Ash insists on proper rationing. Stockpiling bronze won't yield is a misuse of resources, no way to treat an ally. Return the falcons. The falcons is a proper trophy. But on a demand, you make a good faith effort to assist an ally. If you will not return the falcons, you must give him the proper alternative. There you go, that's reasonable. You've gained favour with Tyranny. The Scarlet Chorus warrior nods silently, his face stiff with a scowl. Not unreasonable. So what it'll be. So I'm to give him a weapon. The warrior's posture grows tense and he is silent for a long moment. Right, I get it. A compromise. So, the warrior looks expectantly at you. Like you'd ever be caught dead wielding tears-forged bronze. Man up and act like a proper ally. Give the recruit a half-decent weapon. Like you'd... I'm saying that one. Bronze may not be the Legion standard, but I won't deny it's serviceable enough in a fight. Not so worthless that I'm eager to give it up, especially since the chorus, the only worthy to fight with rocks and tree branches. Oh, come on. I'm going to glare silently. I've been waiting for the moment to glare silently. Okay. I might have a woodcutter's axe that I pulled from an Oathbreaker's hovel. The chorus seem welcome to it. Happy now? Ironclad is being an arse, Fatebinder. No, you said that already.
Graven Ash protects.
So you kept the falcons and you gave him a woodcutter's axe. At least he's got a weapon. Severus, you're the one I needed to talk to. Hi. With all due respect, our cohorts have proven themselves against these apex fools time and time again. What can you Earthshakers do other than get in the way? I don't want to be here, Severus. My orders don't involve providing value to you. If the great general doesn't want magic on his side, then he can order us to stand down and sit this one out. I don't question what you mages bring to the table with Hellspar, but I do have reservations about your leaders. Why couldn't Radix show up to the siege himself? Is he more pressing issues in the state of conquest? I should like to hear about it from his mouth. Mage doesn't show up to the fight has no place in Kyros' hierarchy. If Radix is not inclined to help, maybe a next of kin might take his place. I'm going with the War Mage thing. You make a fair point, Fatebinder. Insofar as it keeps Kyros' law, at least. She sighs and rubs the bridge of her nose. I hate to upset the chain of command during a time of war. Perhaps Radix's brother can convince him to remember his duty. Fatebinder, I thank you for the part you played. You didn't have to risk yourself, but you did all the same. Quest completed.
I'd have it no other way.
Well fed. Plus 30 endurance defense, plus 25% potion effectiveness until the next rest. Well, I'm about to rest. How did I get that anyway? How did I get that? back again? Bitterquip looks at you, up and down, his face unamused. Have you so little business to do besides standing around the disfavored camp? Very well. You wanted training. You're a mage, I'm a mage. Help each other out.